My name is Andrew Scriven and I'm a wildlife and landscape photographer. I love being outdoors, I love being in nature, so it was natural that I wanted to take photographs in these beautiful places. So I think this is quite a nice spot to stop to take a photograph. There's a nice shelter from the wind, so the water is nice and calm. And we have in the foreground here some long grass, which just helps us add a little bit of depth to the photograph. There's also the flow of the water. So do I want to try and capture the dynamic movement of the water, or would I like a slow shutter speed to try and give it a very calming, glazed look? When I'm photographing landscapes, I like to take the Sony E-mount wide-angle lenses with me. I particularly like the 10 to 18mm and the 16 to 35. They're very lightweight and they're super sharp. Okay, so occasionally a photograph of a beautiful landscape can be spoiled by some litter, normally in the foreground. We can take this out in post-production, but why don't we just choose a simpler method and actually just walk around this flowery bush. And we concealed that piece of litter in the bottom right-hand corner. We've got this beautiful white hedge in the foreground. So I'm going to take the image now. I'm composing it with the hedge in the bottom right-hand corner. Beautiful. I'm also noticing there's a nice line here along the shore with the cliffs at the end, so I'm going to take a photograph in the portrait aspect. So don't be afraid to switch to portrait, even though you're photographing a landscape. And that's one of the reasons that I like photographing handheld, just because it gives me that freedom to switch. A very simple but very effective tip is to keep the horizon horizontal. If you have a wonky horizon, it can really ruin your picture. So just be careful to hold your camera horizontally. I also want to think about the exposure of the moody sky. I really want to bring out the shadows of the clouds. So it's nice sometimes to include an interesting subject in the foreground of the picture, whether it be some rocks or an old piece of timber here washed up from the sea. There's some nice lines in the wood and some interesting colours as well. And I'm just placing it in the bottom right-hand corner of the photograph, and it will lead us up nicely into the cottages in the background. And for this particular picture, I'm using a nice wide-angle lens.